Welcome to the ToyShopFab YouTube channel, and on this episode we're fixing stuff. That stuff in there. Got a few things to fix here on my old 87 Chevy pick-em-up truck. Some of the things we're gonna fix, and I know some of you guys out there, this is something that I've seen a lot of people just change out boxes for. Go out to the auto parts store and just get a rebuilt. But here's what we're gonna do today. One of the things we're gonna fix here on my steering box is this input shaft is starting to leak. You guys can see here it's got some power steering fluid that comes down here, running down across the pitman arm into this chewed up steering link here. And you can see it's all over the leaf spring, and I've had to add some power steering fluid here and there since I've gotten this truck back on the road. But I figure, you know what, I've seen a lot of guys just pull these boxes off, take them to the auto parts store, trade them in for a rebuild, when you can basically get yourself a little rebuild kit or input shaft seal here. I think I want to say this was around 20 bucks. And it's just, let's see here. We got a little gasket, it's got a little dust cover in there, an O-ring, the actual seal itself, and all these parts go up underneath this plate here. So we're gonna get our 7/16 12-point socket, knock our steering arm off. I'm gonna leave the box in place, but I grab a punch. We're gonna knock this it's kind of like a stamped steel jam nut. We're gonna knock that guy off, spin out the inside there so we can get the new O-ring installed as well. See if we can't get that leak fixed for about 20 bucks. And obviously there's some other things we're gonna fix, but we're gonna tackle this thing first. So I'm gonna go ahead and get you in the stand, get you up close and personal to that guy in there, and start getting this thing apart. Alright, so you guys saw there on the video, I got the 7/16 12-point out of our steering arm here. Yeah, out of that guy. Got it out. This did not want to pull all the way up off the input shaft of our steering box, and that is because my steering arm did not want to collapse. So something I'm going to have to fix in the future, because that is supposed to collapse. And if you didn't know why, or if you're curious as to why, I say you got in a really bad accident, you ran into the back of something, that steering arm doesn't push the steering wheel up into your teeth. So that's supposed to collapse. It obviously didn't. So if you have that issue, you can also do what I did. It's a 1/2 inch 9/16. You grab the 2 bolts out of the top of the rag joint there. It gives you a little more wiggle room to get this off and out of the way, like you guys seen there on the video. So something to think about. But now we got that guy out. And then you saw there too, I used a kind of a fat punch. That way we can knock off our, you guys didn't see there, you can see it's kind of like it's got threads on the center there, almost like a stamped steel jam nut. So take this little guy here, put him on those guys right there. You can knock it free, or I'm sure they make a socket for this. I don't have it, so I'd use that. That guy was pretty snug, not super tight. I didn't have to hit it hard. Once we got that jam nut out of the way, you guys saw I took my little center punch here and put a little punch hole. You guys probably won't be able to see it on camera, but there is, see that little tiny dot right there? Did that dot, also made a dot on our steering box there, and that is so I can count the number of turns all the way out. Now when I go to put this all back together, since the only thing we're changing on this is the seals and the O-ring on the outside here, is these have a preload on these little bearings and stuff, everything. It helps keep everything together. And that little dot to dot is kind of help me make sure I at least get this thing back with the same preload that it had. Now, if you're rebuilding the full thing and we got new bearings and stuff like that, of course, that's going to change slightly. But since the only thing we're changing is seals, I want to make sure that I counted the turns from dot to dot and at least put it back, get the same preload. So, but now you guys can see here, we got that all the way out. And after I did those marks, you saw I grabbed a smaller punch, just kind of went up on the edge here. Now they do make a spanner wrench that grabs these guys here. I also don't have one, but if you got the room, this little guy here, just tap it. Was not super tight either. It actually knocked loose quite easily. So if you're in there wailing on the thing, you might want to stop and think about it. So, another little thing is too, I wanted to point out to you guys now that I have this out of the truck, is I've also, you can look up videos too, other videos on YouTube as well. I have seen videos where the guys just get in there, right? If they got the room, up on top, once you get your steering, your rag joint and everything out of the way, and you got your input shaft sticking through, you can see there's a C-clip in there. So I've seen guys actually just remove that clip, get up on here with like a pick or something, pop this. This is like, this piece here is kind of like the dust cover. Go ahead, let's see. I'll get this guy off. Get our little C-clip out of there. Come on. Ooh. Yep, she's coming. She's a little dirty, but it's coming along. There we go. So there's our C-clip removed. Now we can get probably a pick or something. I'm gonna try it with this little pick. I might have to grab a little screwdriver, but so you can take this, get up underneath there. So you can see this is just a dust cover. There's our seal right there. So this is our cover that goes over on top of the seal, over the input shaft, kind of helps keep the dirt and everything out from there. And you can see this one is, well, she's got some miles on it. She's a little up. And this is another reason why I wanted to bring this up as well. When you're spinning this guy out of your steering box and it's coming up, this is going to want to get caught up on the splines of your input shaft, and it's going to want to pull that out. You want to keep that inside your steering box. So make sure you keep downward force on that input shaft as you're turning this guy out as well. But if you're not going to spin it out and you just want to get in there with a pick or something like I did, or like a little self-tapper or a small screw to get in there and kind of pull it out, if you got the room, then snap ring, dust cover comes off. Now that we got that out, let's see if I can pull the rest of our seal out of there just by using this little pick. Nope. See, I can get in on the back side with my punch here. See if I can punch it out that way. All right, you don't have to like go too crazy. There we go. Didn't take a whole lot. You got room behind this little bearing here. You want to make sure not to smack that bearing, but there's the lip of our seal right there. Basically just hold it. So you can see I'm holding it with my hand. Go ahead and work it back and forth. There we go. Try to punch that seal out as evenly as possible. Oops. There you go. So, again, not a whole lot of force to get this little booger out of there, and ooh. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this little inside here versus the new one, you can see she's a little, probably use it as a dinner bell. She's definitely hard. So, Now that you can see there, we got that guy's out. Dust cover and seal is out. Kind of exposes this little bearing right here. Now since you're this far, grab yourself a rag, paper towel. Kind of get in there, wipe it out. Just kind of give it a good look over. If you want, get yourself some brake parts cleaner. Blow it all off. Just make sure you didn't damage or hit that bearing. Cool thing is they got complete rebuild kits for these steering boxes as well. You get all the insides, all new bearings, stuff like that. Seals and everything. But the only problem I've had so far is this input shaft seal is leaking. I figure, let's see if we can fix it for 20 bucks. All right, so bearing looks good. Inside that guy looks good. Now if you want, go a little extra step, take a little scraper, something like that. Get all this dirt and grime and stuff off there. Or not. Put it back together. I mean, you can't see it anyways. So, all right, so that guy's all cleaned up. Now if you look here, this is our O-ring. You can see it's a little flat, a little squared off. Not supposed to be that way. So cut that guy off. And we have all those new parts right here in our kit. In case I forget, to put this in the description, this is the box and our part number off the side there. Get them on eBay, type it in. It's around 20 bucks, like I said. So, but now that we got that guy off, let's go ahead and open our little package. Grab our O-ring. Go ahead and install them there. Oh yeah. Now you can see there on the video. Now it kind of sticks up a little bit. Definitely gonna seal on something. So if it wasn't leaking from there, it still isn't. Or if it was, hopefully it's not now. So, but now that we got that guy out, got our new little O-ring in place, go ahead and grab our seal. Now, here's our seal there. You can see everything's nice and rubbery. You're gonna feel it. Use your little fingernail, push on it, you're gonna feel it's a nice seal. And if you're wondering which way that goes, see our little bearing here? That little edge right there, if you look really, really close, there's another little, like a retaining spring on the inside of this seal. That's gonna go inside just like this. Grab yourself a socket that is just about the same size as the outside edge of our seal there. Go ahead. All right, wanted to get a socket, that way if you guys opted to try to do this while it was still in the car. What I have in my hand right now is a 24mm deep. You can see that fits pretty darn good around the outside diameter. See here, there you go. Of our seal. Fits really, really nice. So 24mm deep. Go ahead and set that centered in place. I'm gonna rest it on my leg here. I'm gonna go ahead and tap it down into its home. Is going. Make sure it goes in nice and even. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. That little guy is all the way down, it looks like. Actually, looks like it could probably go just a little bit more. guy's all the way to its place. And if you're wondering, yep, 24 millimeter is all right. Now I got the air compressor off. We're not, hopefully it doesn't come on again soon, but there, 24 millimeter socket, chrome socket, right? Because they're thin wall. That's what I'm using. It actually, that's about as big as it's gonna go. So anyways, there's our seal put all the way down. Now we got that guy out of the way. We are to, here is our little dust cover. Now you can grab the old one for kind of reference. You're gonna see it's got little tiny notches or little like indents on the backside there, if this thing will focus. You're gonna see those guys. There you go. See those little kind of rectangle indentions in our dust cover, our dust seal here. See our new one has the same. Those go down towards the seal. This little guy here, the way it pokes up, is a good indication or a good clue on which way it goes. So go ahead and take our dust cover there, pop that in on top of our seal. Nice, here we go. Got that guy sitting in place. Kit comes with a new snap ring. Go ahead and reinstall that guy there. Make sure it sits in place. So snap ring's in place, dust cover is in place. Now that is to keep everything from coming out. Now that we got all that done, new seal, new O-ring, go ahead and grab yourself some transmission fluid. Put some on the seals, all right? Make sure that they have got some lubrication for going back up inside our steering box and over our input shaft. Take your finger, make sure it's all the way around everything. Now I'm gonna get you guys turned back around, get you up close and personal again, get this thing reinstalled on our steering box, get our steering hooked back up. So here we go. All right, steering box is complete. Everything is put back together now. Got our jam nut all tightened up, got our insert all snugged up. And if you guys are wondering what tool I used to tighten that center piece up, or that little input, is I used my snap ring pliers. I've got the ones that you can, it's got the little bolt in the center. It'll go either pinch the C-clip or separate. So I just took one of my halves, put it in the little hole there, used the input shaft to kind of pivot off of, rotated it all the way around as you saw there on the video. Got it pretty close to where I needed it to be, then used my punch to snug it up, line those two dots up. Got our jam nut back on, that is snug. Rebuilt my steering shaft. And when I mean rebuilt, I mean gave it the old aerosol overhaul. Took it out of the truck. It's a 15 millimeter if you're wondering what size that nut is on the column. I went ahead and just took it out of the truck. Took a wire wheel to it, cleaned it up, make sure everything moved like it was supposed to, put some oil down the center of it. So now it moves like it should. Was able to get everything back together quite easily. Also went ahead and gave the rest of the steering box an aerosol overhaul, like you guys saw there on the video. This thing is, it is fresh, right? No leaks. But we'll get up in there. I'm gonna put you guys in the stand, fire this thing up. Usually within a few minutes you would see it kind of run down or seep down here, run along this edge, and of course drip down on this arm, all over the leaf springs as well. So get you guys in the stand. We'll do a quick little time lapse, actually, kind of run through for about 5 or so minutes. I'm going to move the steering wheel back and forth, get the fluid circulating, double check, make sure we don't have any leaks. So here we go. So let the truck run for roughly about 5 minutes. You guys saw there on the camera, got my hand in there, got the steering wheel, went back and forth quite a few times, got my hand in there, constantly checking it to make sure everything was good. Now, within the first few minutes, you would start to see a leak. Let's get a light up in there so you can see. From right there, from our input shaft, it would start to come down to this edge right here, and like I said, run across the bottom of our steering box and start dripping all over the place. But for the 5 minutes this is running, you can see it is actually got no fluid there. So that is awesome, indicating that we have quite possibly fixed our input leak on this steering box, which in turns, well, would have saved us a whole lot of money. Like I said before, I've seen other guys just not even want to jump into these things. They take their box out, they go down to the auto parts store, spend anywhere between $250 to $400 for a rebuilt box, when the parts to fix our little leak here was roughly around 20 bucks. He said, here is the box that they came in. That is the part number. And I will definitely try to remember to put a link in the description because I got those off of eBay. Now, that is awesome. Now, of course, we're definitely gonna have to get this thing on the ground, get it out, get it on a longer test drive, but that is gonna be for a different video. I'm gonna end this one right here, kind of get myself set up for another kind of little how-to, right? Definitely wanna help you guys out, save yourself some money, have fun, make this as simple as possible for a lot of you guys out there. But, so with that, all that being said, hope this helps you guys out. Get out there, work on your projects. You have any questions or anything like that, go ahead, hit me up in the comment section down below. Again, you guys, thank you for watching. Hope this helps. Thank you for all your support. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys on the next one.